I'm on the to-do list for Time Creator, and you can see that the tab name is To-Do List. There's a number of things we can do, but first let's start adding some tasks to do. Work on Time Creator Demo because that's what we're doing, and I'm going to track it, and I can select Track right here. Now what you see is up in this current task it says we're working on the Time Creator Demo, and it shows me for how long. Now some of the other things here is that I have the current date and time here button, but some of these other buttons are what comes up initially. Now one thing about the button bar is that it's an always on top window. Now what that means is if I click on Time Creator or something else, you'll always see it. Now I'm going to minimize, and what that leaves is just the button bar. So now if you want to get back to your to-do list or to the Excel window, you can click the X button, and that'll open up the Time Creator window. So one of the nice things about Time Creator is that if you want to get to your to-do list, it's very easy to get to it, because since this is always on top, no matter what you're doing, you can come and click this X button and come back to your to-do list very quickly. Now I'm going to move the button bar over just a bit by dragging it. I'm holding down the left mouse button. Now if I want to go to a specific sheet, I have a Sheets tab here, Sheets group, and I can go back to my to-do list by just pressing this button, and then I'm here. And one thing that I would recommend, you can certainly use this, but learn the shortcut keys here. It will save you a lot of time. Now I'm going to set up an alarm with Time Creator, and the way I do that is I click the task I want to set up an alarm for, go shopping, I go to the alarms section, and I press set alarm. And what we get is we go to a different sheet, which actually just takes us to the alarm sheet. Future version won't do it this way, it'll be more automatic for you. And I type in the alarm the time, so I'm going to put in today's date, and I'll go at 10 a.m. I can put a repeat field here, and if you want to know what values, you can hover over, and it's blinking right now, and hopefully I'll fix that one day. This time doesn't matter, and the action is alarm. The other action you can do is type in run, which could run a web page, and delay count is another feature that's not implemented. So right now we have an alarm set. One of the things you have to do also is after you enter the alarm, you do have to sort the alarms by A to Z, because the first thing here is going to always be picked up, and it's going to always check the current time against this. So if it's not sorted, it won't work properly. Again, this will be fixed in a soon to be put out version. So that's basically how you set up alarms. You can also just type in anything here, and I'll put one in. Right now it's 12:33. I'll put one in for 12:35, so you'll see what an alarm looks like. I actually just press Control semicolon, which brings up the date in Excel, and I'll enter 12:35 a.m. and the task will be show alarms. Now again, what I said before is that since these aren't sorted, actually 12:35 comes before 10 a.m. I have to sort it again. So I'm going to click the sort to A to Z button here, and now you see it's in sorted order, so this will come up. Okay, so we're getting close to the alarm, and it should come up any second now. Okay. I'm getting a message that's saying the action for this alarm is invalid, and as you can see, I do need the word alarm in there for it to come up. So I'm going to type in alarm. Okay, so an alarm did come up, which was the alarm we set to show alarms, and this is when it's set for. And if I want, I can delay it. There's a few options here. Delay it 5 minutes, 15, 1 hour, 1 day. Next version will have a dialog where you can delay it as long as you want, or I can accept it, which means it'll start tracking, and we can also turn it off or remove it. So I'm going to accept it, and what happens is it says show alarms is our current task. The other thing that happens, it sets the time for the alarm to 12:31:99, which means it's already been done, and you see the next Go Shopping alarm is now the first alarm, and that's done automatically. These will just pile up, so if you want at some point, whenever you want, you can delete them, and again in a future version we'll automatically clean those up. So that's kind of the way you would do alarms. And if I want to go back to my to-do list, Control G, or I can click this and go to the to-do list. So that's just a brief introduction. I'm going to show you one last thing, which has to do with adding a button. And we're going to first go to our table of contents sheet, which is up here, and this CST means it's Control-Shift-T. So I press that, and what this shows me is this is our table of contents sheet, and this is where we will keep a list of all the sheets that we have on this spreadsheet, and these links will take us to any of those sheets. So I wanted to go to the buttons one, so I'm going to click this, and I'm going to just go to the first one. And the buttons here have certain formatting which you won't have to know about in a future version, but right now you do. The button ID are numbered 1 to 20, and they have to be in order, and they also have to be one less than the row. So this will be button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next thing is the text of the button, and I'm just going to put BB for button bar. And there are 3 values we can put in the action tab. We can put a sheet command, which will actually take us to the sheet, and the sheet that we want to go to was called buttons, as you see right here. And the tooltip I'm going to put is going to say maintain button bar. And the next column is if we want to track whether we're maintaining it. I'm going to put an X to not track it. So we've set up a new button, and let's set up one more button too. G for Google. Action is run, and we're going to go to http://google.com, and we're going to just type in Google. And we will track this, so we won't put anything here. Okay, so I've set up 2 buttons. Now to get them to show up, you have to click any part of the button bar that doesn't have a button on it. And now you see we have 2 new buttons. And the hover, right now, again, all these things will be fixed. You have to click on the button bar, and you see it says maintain button bar or Google. And I'm not crazy about this, so I'm going to change this to a G. Press tab. You don't want to leave it in enter mode because these buttons won't work. I'm clicking that right now, and because we're in edit mode, it doesn't work. And I'm going to click over here again, and you see now it's a G. So now, if I press this G button, it shows that we're tracking Google, and it took me to Google just like that. Another feature that Time Creator has built into it, I'm going to minimize this window. And if I want to go to Twitter, Time Creator is smart enough to know that I'm on Twitter, and it will track the time that I'm on Twitter. And you see it's automatically tracking Twitter now. So that's a little feature called auto tracking that Time Creator could do. So I'm going to go back to my to-do list. Well, first I'm going to go to my button bar, and you see just pressing it, maintain button bar comes up, and that looks like another bug because I clicked don't track and it still tracked it. So you could put whatever buttons you want in here and track the things that you want. And I'll explain these other buttons in a future video. And to close the button bar, you can press X. If the buttons bar is closed, the alarms won't work. And before you exit, you should always save what you did. There's an autosave facility, but make sure you can save your work.